Hey guys, this is Mandy. I'm coming to you today, exactly 1 week post-op from my revision of a vertical sleeve gastrectomy to an RNY gastric bypass. So I'll just do the numbers real quick and then tell you the story. So the day of surgery, we started pre-op. I was 225. Day of surgery, I weighed in at like 218.3, and then this morning I weighed in at 210.3, so that's 8 pounds from last Thursday morning. Now, with that being said, yes, I'm excited, but it has come with a lot of issues and pain and just some unbelievable things that has happened to me. So what happened is I went into surgery at Walter Reed Hospital uh, February 4th, Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Surgery was at 7:30. It lasted 6 hours. And that is because he was having to try to fix what was done to me previously from the vertical sleeve, which was not done right. And according to the doctor, it was a big blob. And if you've seen in the past videos that I showed you, it was like a ball, and then it had like a little thing that it had to fill up before it dropped down into the sleeve portion. He had to fix all that before he could move on to the next portion. And it took 6 hours. So after that surgery, I woke up from that, and I must say I had a super sweet recovery nurse. She was there for me from the time I came out of my first surgery to the end of all of the PACU stay. So as I was waking up, I knew something wasn't right. Also, I started my period that morning, which really sucked. I mean, really sucked. So every time we went somewhere, we had to tell him I was on my period. And my husband finally got to the point where he was like, "Hey, do you know she's on her period? Do you know she's on her period?" So funny. But So I tried to get up to go use the bathroom because they took the catheter out of me, and I did go, but I just knew there was something so heavy, so heavy, so heavy in the bottom. And then later on, I do have issues with my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was fine. I mean, it was 120s, 110s, 70, 60, 70s. It was fine, but became tachycardic. My heart rate went to 100, 110, 120. And that's kind of when everybody was like saying stuff and pushing on me. And there was, and I kept telling them, I was like, this pain shit ain't working. This pump ain't working. It ain't working. It ain't working. And they would look at each other like, it ain't working. Like, it's supposed to be strong stuff. And I was like, it ain't working. And then my heart rate got into the 130s, and it was climbing towards the 140s. And that's finally when they started coming, like, touching me. And I was like, don't touch me. And they were like, if I shake the bed, does this hurt? And I was like, motherfucker, it hurts. Stop. And I finally was like, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And that's when they told me that I was going to have to go in for a second surgery. So this was probably around 9 o'clock at night. The surgeon had went home. I sent my husband home. We live about an hour away. So I called him and told him he had to come back because I was going into surgery again. Totally freaked him out. Right around 10:15, the doctor showed up. I was not going in until my husband got there. He was on the ramp getting off. Got there, got into the PACU, handed him my cell phone, my pillow, told him I loved him, and went in for my second surgery about 10:30 at night. Lasted 2 hours, and apparently what happened was when the doctor had everything, together, he pulled really tight to make the Y connection, and when he did that, it created a small hole, which in turn created a leak in the sense of blood just started kind of dripping and collecting and made a hematoma. So from how many hours was that? Like maybe 5 hours. It trickled over time and made the hematoma, and that's what was causing the pain and the heart rate to go up. So they fixed that, but what they had to do is they had to basically redo everything in the bottom portion. So I have a new Y connection. And he actually said that it's better than the first because they basically just cut away all the old and it's all now new. No scar tissue, no anything. And that's that. So when I got back into recovery from that, my nurse Faye was right there, and she was holding my hand, and she was just as sweet as she could be, and telling me, I'm doing a good job, and all this. And I just kept telling her she was my angel. And then my husband came in, and I mean, I went through a horrific C-section, and my husband's face was even worse this time, because he told me, he was like, when the doctor came around a corner, it's like 2 or 1 something in the morning. He's like, I totally expected to have a chaplain beside him. He goes, I didn't think you were going to make it. So, go get through that, go to the floor. Oh, and a second part of that is when they took me in the second time, they had to open me up. So I'm literally cut from the top of my chest bone down past my belly button. And that is causing me a lot of pain. When I got on the recovery floor, it was very humbling. At Walter Reed, which is the big medical center for all the military, I was on the Wounded Warrior floor, which is where anybody who gets injured, or the amputees you see on TV from the wars and stuff, that's where they send them. So I realized that when I went for a walk one day after I tried to pee, and you just see on the walls all these pictures, and I mean, it is unreal, like, where I was at and the level of care that I had. Although I am in pain, and I'm struggling with having diarrhea issues right now, man, what some of these people who have been on that floor went through is just amazing. I mean, it really is. So I'm in the mending process. Yesterday, we went back to the hospital. They removed all my staples. I had 47 staples, and that includes the big incision down, and then the 7 holes that I have around my belly from the first surgery. And they prescribed me Valium to help with the muscle spasms and stuff in my stomach because it really hurts. But anyway, that's my story. I'm going to keep it short. And you guys keep praying for me because this has not been easy. And appreciate all the support from everybody. And until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye.